If you think about the name Terminator Dark Fate, and then you think of the box office, it's an appropriate title. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. So sorry this video is one day late. I'm normally putting out these box office videos on Sunday, but due to some things happening in my family with my grandmother, I had to be with her this weekend. Just an update on that. She is, well, still fighting after some really bad news on Friday and Saturday. We, myself and my family, appreciate all of your all's thoughts and prayers on that. The box office this weekend, oh my goodness, so many things to talk about, from Terminator Dark Fate to yet another milestone that the Joker passed. So I need your comments down below. What do you think about the top 5 at the box office? And oh, before we get into that, we have to talk about some new releases that did not quite make it into that top 5. Let's just start at the bottom here. Arctic Dogs, the movie that took a while to get a Rotten Tomato score. I saw the trailer, and let's just say I was not very pumped about it. It actually came in at number 10 this weekend, making $3 million, which, you know what, is more than I thought it would make, let's be honest. I have not seen the film yet, as well as Motherless Brooklyn, which is one that I definitely want to go see. I will be reviewing that on Patreon when I see it, hopefully this week. And that film, sadly, came in at number 9 this weekend. Did not even get close to the top 5 with $3.6 million. And that is yet another Warner Brothers movie that did not do too well at the box office. And just so you guys know, before we get into the top 5, these are just studio estimates. The actual numbers will be dropping later on today. I will be busy at that point, but they should not change too much because every winner, well, they were kind of separated from the person behind them. Let's get into the top 5, guys. Let's talk about the Addams Family, coming in at number 5 last weekend, number 3, and this weekend it brings in $8.5 million. You know what, guys, that may sound low, but this film has been in theaters for 4 weeks now. It only dropped 30% from last weekend. That is incredible for a movie like this, guys. The Addams Family is an animated film that is hitting, obviously, with audiences and kids. Once again, I didn't love the film, but clearly it's making an impact, and clearly the sequel will be fast-tracked, as we heard about a week back. At number 4, the brand new release, Harriet, another movie that I have not seen. I was actually really looking forward to it, so I want to check that out hopefully this week as well, and the review will be on Patreon. And you know what? Harriet coming in really strong with $12 million on its opening weekend. A very low-budgeted film that many people didn't even know was coming out. I don't even think I saw the second trailer for it. I saw trailer 1 way back when, but Harriet Tubman, obviously a famous historical figure that people wanted to see a movie for finally, and what I've heard, the performance is fantastic in the film. I want to see Harriet. $12 million is really, really good for a movie that small and one that did not have a lot of marketing going in. That's actually fantastic. At number 3, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Last week was, it actually ended up being the number 1 movie. I know when I did my video, it was on Sunday when the estimates, see, when estimates come out and they are that close as they were between these 2 movies last weekend, things can shift. But I do believe this one is kind of set in stone because Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is on track to make $12.175 million this weekend. That is a 40% drop, which, you know, isn't the worst if we're talking about dropping from week to week. But if we look at the whole picture, it still hasn't made a ton of money. $84 million domestically is not what you want to see for Maleficent. Now, the international totals have definitely helped its case. Worldwide, it's at $383 because internationally, it has brought in $298, which is, really good for that side of the picture. But if you look domestically, not even cracking $100 million yet for a film that I think a lot of people expected it to by this point. That's not good. Definitely a bust compared to what you wanted when you saw the numbers from the first film. But if you look at the international numbers, they are definitely helping it. And that worldwide total will be hitting $400 million very soon. All right, number 2, The Joker. Look at this drop. $13.9 million, overtaking Maleficent once again, but not just barely, right? We're talking almost a $2 million gap after barely losing last weekend. That is a 27.7% drop, ladies and gentlemen. That's fantastic My goodness, this movie keeps on chucking, keeps on rolling, and I know the title of this video says it broke another milestone. Austin, what is it? $299 domestic, almost $300 million domestic. Fantastic. Still don't know if it's going to overtake The Passion of Christ domestically for an R-rated movie, but we do know it is the #1 R-rated film of all time because the worldwide totals are currently at $934 million worldwide. That means $634 million internationally gets taken into account for this box office. And guys, this is without China. If the film would have released in China, there is no doubt it would hit $1 billion plus, right? We still think it's going to hit $1 billion, but we just aren't sure yet. We have to see how it continues to progress, but come on, it's going to hit $1 billion. Regardless, it is the first movie ever in history with an R rating to pass $900 million worldwide, guys. And it will be the first, if it hits $1 billion, to hit $1 billion. Guys, this film is just juggernauting along and continuing to break records. Now, I know technically, if we look at the domestic weekend numbers, Terminator Dark Fate won the weekend. But we'll get into that here in just a second. I truly believe Joker continues to win, quote-unquote, win the weekend because it continues to break records. The drops are ridiculous. Coming back in at #2 after you have a brand new wide release being beaten last week, overtaking that movie once again. Guys, Joker is just doing spectacular at the box office. I'm so happy to see it. I love the movie. I know everyone didn't love it, but I actually went and watched it again this week, logged it again on Letterboxd, and let me tell you, my score went up. If you want to see my new score, go check that out. Let's talk Terminator Dark Fate, because that's a thing. And okay, after premiering in over 4,000 theaters, the total gross domestically is $29 million for its opening weekend. Terminator Dark Fate, let's face it, is not doing all that hot at the box office, especially compared to 1, previous entries, but 2, what people were expecting, or at least what the studio was expecting, right? I saw the first trailer, and I have to be honest, I was not looking forward to the movie, and I think a lot of fans feel that way. Now, I personally was a bit surprised by the film, and trust me, I read the comments, a lot of people were not, and I think that word is kind of spreading. I do think a lot of people ended up having fun with this film, but hardcore fans of the Terminator franchise seem to be very divided on what this movie had to offer, and I think you're seeing that at the box office. I just also think you're seeing the result of so many mediocre, unspectacular sequels. People are just worn out by this franchise, and domestically, those numbers are just not stacking up, man. This is a domestic box office bomb. Let's look at the international numbers. $94.6 million internationally to give us $123.6 worldwide opening. Guys, I just don't think that's going to cut it for a movie like this. I really don't. What's the budget on this film, Austin? Well, according to Wikipedia, the film's budget was approximately $185 to $196 million, split 3 ways between Skydance, Paramount Pictures, and 20th Century Fox. Guys, that is not even including marketing. You add in marketing, you add in the cut that the theaters take in. You look at the fact that it's only made $123.6 million worldwide opening weekend, and those numbers are going to steadily decline over the next month. This film is not going to break even. This film is not going to make any money for this studio unless things drastically change and it drops in other markets, and those markets do spectacularly. Terminator Dark Fate is a box office bomb, unfortunately, and I hate that for the people involved. I hate that for Arnold. I hate that for Tim Miller, Linda Hamilton, because, once again, I thought the film was entertaining for what it was, but it didn't break any new ground. It's dividing fans. It was not universally acclaimed, and Terminator Dark Fate is just the result of so many different things integrating, coming together to create a film that people were just not excited for, and that is unfortunate. So if I have to name a winner of the weekend, I'm going to start doing this every weekend, it's definitely The Joker. The #1 domestic movie, once again, was Terminator Dark Fate, but The Joker keeps on trucking, as well as The Addams Family. Once again, I'm so surprised to see how that film is doing. This next weekend, Dr. Sleep will most likely come in at #1. That's definitely one that people should get excited for. Let me know if you enjoy this box office series, if I should maybe start integrating predictions. That's something that I'm thinking about doing. I just want to hear it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. It tells me that I need to do more, and it helps out this channel as well. Thank you all for everything, for your thoughts, for my grandmother, for commenting on this video, for being patient with all of these releases, and supporting me on Patreon. I truly appreciate what you all do for me. You're the absolute best. I'll be back very soon with another review. Netflix dropping a few things tomorrow. Be on the lookout. I'll see you guys later.